Thank you for that. Sorry for the blunder. Noah, Gary, that was just a warm-up.
Sounds good.
Welcome, everyone, to the VPC membership meeting, which is free and worth everything you paid for it and more. Thank you for being here. I'm pleased that the special topic with photographer commentary continues to be well received. Tonight, we're going to have 10 photos where the maker will tell you about their photo taking. Photos receiving a score of 8, 9, and 10 will be published in the upcoming Tuesday Newsday newsletter. Our founding sponsor, Valley Cultural Foundation, begins the concerts in the park at Warner Center. The first concert is on June 27th. Concerts will be Sunday evenings, 5:30 to 8 p.m. The concerts are free, but you can make donations at the park as an audience member or online at the website. Please look in your chat for links. This is a photo op for VPC membership. You can be the person to accompany me to a concert. You will have full backstage access to photograph the performers at work. You will have access to the green room as well, where you can photograph individuals that are willing to participate. You can invite family members to the concert to enjoy the music and watch you work. Please contact me by email to make an arrangement. I can only have one guest at each concert. Look over the concert list, pick a concert you would enjoy hearing and working at. Make sure you can commit to that date. It's a first come, first served basis. It's a lot of fun. Lloyd, you've been to the concerts, the backstage passes. They make it really a true experience for a photographer. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight, we have a special appearance by Noah and Gary. They're with Hunt's Photo and Video. Hunt's has been a VPC sponsor, can you believe this, since November of 2020. They're busy people, and this is the earliest appointment I can get with them for your delight. After we hear from Noah and Gary, there will be a time for a Q&A. Noah, Gary, would you take questions after or during? What do you prefer?
We'll save them till the end.
Okay, so we're going to save them to the end. We will begin our photo sharing and praise with a preview of all of tonight's entries as soon as we've heard from Gary and Noah. They'll be delivered to you on a slideshow, and then we will present them one by one with maker commentary. I wish to thank Bill and Helene for their behind-the-scenes scorekeeping and assistance. They offer me more assistance and helpful tips before, during, and after these meetings. It's thanks to them that these are able to come off as well as they do. I'm going to stop the recording as soon as I can. See. Welcome back, everybody. The poll we use to score photos has been updated. The mathematics remain the same. So vote accordingly, knowing that the score assigned to the photo will be the popular vote made by membership and not an averaged score. This is because of the functionality of the Zoom polling feature. Hopefully they're working on a solution, not like I haven't asked them to. And now the slideshow. Share going.
Am I on now?
Can you see the share?
Yeah.
Okay, Helene, you ready?
Okay, first up is Terry Mendelson with Itsukushima Shrine in Japan.
I'll be sharing that in a second. Sorry for the,
Does that mean I have to say Itsukushima again? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how to. So this is a island in Japan.
one second.
Sure.
1 second.
Mhm.
We're doing things a little bit differently tonight.
Okay.
The maker of the photo is, if the maker of the photo is not present, the photo will not appear in the Tuesday Newsday newsletter. We're going to vote on these photos after they've appeared and been announced. I will then end the polling when I see that the number of participants have voted that is required. We will assign the score. The scorekeepers will jot it down. And the poll will only stay about 20-25 seconds. We're at 35 seconds now and only have half the votes. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm ending the poll. This photo received an 8. Scorekeepers, this photo received an 8. May we hear about the photo?
Sure. This is an island in Japan that has this shrine and a temple. The tides come in and out. So during the day, in low tide, you can actually walk out to this shrine. And then as the tide comes in, the tide comes all the way into the temple area also, so that there's pretty significant tidal change in height, change in depth. And so this is just about sunset, looking out of the shrine, and I wanted to kind of use the trees above it as a framing element.
Beautiful job framing with the trees. May we have commentary now from the audience participants at how this may have scored better than an 8?
Maybe lightening the hillside a little bit to give a little bit of detail of the trees on the left-hand side,
Okay.
maybe.
Mike, actually looking at it, I think I might have cropped some of that leaf off the top and made it a little tighter that way, so that the shrine part was more a larger prominent of the photo.
Yeah, bring it up to the top third. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what I like. Let's help one another improve our photos.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay, remember, I'm going to go to the next photo. We're going to look at it for a brief moment. You're going to see the poll come up. We're going to vote quickly. And then Helene will mention whose photograph it is. And then the speaker will speak about their photo. If they're not present, we'll skip on to the next one. The next photo.
Jay, say when.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm ending the polling. This photo received a 7. The score is 7. When?
Okay, it's this picture is by Nora Flynn and it's called Pandemic and Hyman Portrait.
Nora, are you here to speak about your photo?
You know what? She texted me a bit ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
no commentary. Okay,
Okay,
the next photo. Seriously?
It's still the same photo.
Do we want to comment?
You can. The maker's not here. I'm not going to.
I am here. In which one are you talking about?
Okay. Then let's talk about the photo, Nora, please.
Okay, so Terry was on the other side of the world, and my photo is a slice of our history. I hope it's past history. It was during the pandemic. I took it in February of this year. I had a new lens in my hand, so I had to use it. And so it's taken inside the house, looking outside. My friend Richard and I, and most everybody, did not have a haircut for for a whole year. So he has a ponytail under his hat. And that's it. Do you want me to talk about the lens and the?
You have time to do so. We might benefit by that.
Okay, so the lens is a prime lens, 100 millimeter. The setting is, the f-stop was 14. The ISO was 125, and the exposure, I don't know the exact term, was -3. Is it exposure that you know?
Compensation.
Compensation, thank you. Exposure compensation was -3, thank you. I don't know, any questions?
Okay, commentary on how this photo could have received a higher score than a 7, please. Our feelings will not be hurt. Really, this is what we're here for today. We're here.
I like the drama of it.
So do I.
There feels, there's a certain tension to it that was captured in the image that makes it strong. It's impactful.
There's a lot of detail too. I mean, you can even see like the lens of the eye. I mean, if you look at the eye, and there's detail in the fabric of the curtain. It's pretty nice.
Does that make it not a silhouette?
I think it's still a silhouette. I'm just saying
Okay.
you can see you can see the iris. Or I mean, the lens of the eye. I mean, there's a little.
Yes.
You can see it like bowing out. It's really.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Nora,
Yes,
is there a reversed vignette on this photo? I see it in the shirt on the lower right.
it could have been, yes. Yes, I should have corrected that. Yes, I think I did have a lighter vignette.
I would like it, I personally would like it better without the vignette to maintain the,
To make the whiter around him. And I should have darkened his shirt in the back.
so next time we're going to see an 8 for this or a 9. Excellent.
Well, why
Yeah.
not? Yes.
I'm going to present the next photo. Same routine. The maker is here, I hope, and the maker will speak of their photo in a moment. We're going to relaunch the polling and have a score taken for this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Polling is ended. I'm sharing the results. This received a 9. Excellent. Received a 9. Stop sharing, and if the maker can please tell us about their photo.
You want me to say?
Hello,
mine?
everybody.
Oh, 1 second. Elaine, please announce the title.
Martin, this one is Martin Briones, and it's called Sunrise at the Basin.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Martin.
Hello, everybody. I shot this in back in January at the Sepulveda Wildlife Basin. I wasn't aiming for this bird, was looking for a female hooded merganser, but I was just, you know, that bird that I was looking, it never came out, and that sunrise started to popping up, and I had to make a decision. I saw this blue heron, a little island that is on the basin, and you know, I took off my camouflage and I sat down and I waited. You know, and fortunately for me, it jumped out of that small tree that it was just hanging around, and I was able to capture it. But I wasn't aiming for it. I was looking for another bird.
No, I got you dry.
What gear was used?
No, I'm sorry, I take that back. I think I got.
What gear was used?
Neil, I think.
Oh, I use
We need to cancel.
this is a 70-100 with the 150 to 600 Tamron, and I use handhold it. I handhold it. It's at 800 of a second, at 6.3 ISO 140, and it was shot at 550 mm.
Thank you, Martin. Does anybody have any comments on how this may have, as an excellent photo, become stellar by getting a 10 instead of the 9?
It is an
Make the
excellent
bird
photo.
bigger. That's just me though.
It's an excellent photo.
Excellent photo.
If you don't want to go out, it won't change the number of OPs. I had you with Neil, and I'll just have Neil go as an elk.
I hear the bird talking.
I hear the bird talking too. You sure this wasn't a parrot, Martin?
No, it wasn't.
Very interesting photo.
Lovely.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think so.
I'd put that on my wall.
I like it very much.
I do too.
Thank you, guys.
Does anyone think that if, I don't know if you can hear me, but if
Yes.
make it stellar, would we take out the lighting in the back, you know, the different orange color and make it solid orange? Would that make
No,
it
not
any
for me.
better? I don't know.
No,
Those
needs
are
that.
those are clouds, you know, and
Right.
sometimes they kind of look like overexposed, but they're not. But they're clouds. You know, I could done some darken on the probably, but you know, since they're clouds, I decided to leave it like that.
And you
But
need
that's
to
a
break.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking it was going to change, but I wondered if anybody thought that way.
Uh-huh.
So Helene, do you agree with me? When I switch photos, you should read the title? Yeah, let's do it that way.
The title
Thank you,
and the
Martin.
name?
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, what
You're welcome.
saying, I don't need to go into detail. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so number 4, Lloyd Delaney, and this is Sunrise.
We're going to vote on this photo after you've looked at it for a moment.
I think it's fantastic.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, ending the polling. Going to share the results. Now I'm going to give it a 9.
Why?
I'm going to do some math.
Oh, because it's, okay.
It's split in a really weird way,
It is split. Wow.
and I just have to admin. I'm going to give it a 9.
Gorgeous.
It is split.
That's a crazy.
Didn't
split.
you always say that you would go with the higher
I
score?
don't want to hear that right now. We've changed the polling method. It's my discretion. I think it's fair to give it a 9.
I think so too.
If Maker has a problem with it, he can call me later and we'll try to work this out so we can figure out what to do. But I'm trying to do the math on this because of this particular unique situation.
Let it go. It's just fine.
Thank you, Lloyd.
What you
Oh,
said.
Lloyd.
Can the maker tell us about the photo, please?
Statistically, mathematically, it's fine.
So this was taken in either Vermont or New Hampshire, I'm not sure. It was at dark 30. It's we got up and drove to get ourselves on this lake or next to this lake before the sunrise. So we were there well before, as you can see, the sun isn't up yet. And the exposure was 10 seconds at f8. It was off. It was definitely not handheld. It was on a tripod. I was using my Nikon D750. It's a 17 to 35 millimeter f2.8 lens. And other than that, I decided to crop it so that it was more panoramic than the original photo. I think that the long line all the way across it lends itself to that. And I really love the colors. It was a great moment. And I treasure having gone there. I saw that they were offering from Hunt's the opportunity to whisk yourself off to Maine. And for those of us as Californians, this is water, something we're not familiar with. And there are green trees, deciduous green trees, another thing we're not terribly familiar with. So if you ever get a chance to go to New England in the fall, go.
Lloyd, I love the crop. Going panoramic on this is just the right choice. I would have, if you can see my mouse cursor, I would have healed this little jut right here for the 10 as opposed to the 9. I like that there's, I'm going to say there's 2 little birds or something on the water surface. It's the only thing that isn't mirrored. Everything else is a beautiful mirror. It's a beautiful composition. It's a beautiful light. Can't do much better than this.
I don't think you can do better than that at all.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Lloyd. Any other comments before I go? Here's your answer.
No, looks good.
Okay, this is the 5th one. It's Jay Ross and it's called Silhouette of Email.
Emily.
Oh. Okay, if you say so. Silhouette of Emily.
Oh,
Oh, that's beautiful. Definitely beautiful.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll. Sharing the results. Received an 8. This is Emily. This is Malibu Beach. Standing behind me is Helene.
I recognize it.
Emily is a yoga instructor.
I love
I
it.
shared with Emily the picture through the back of my camera and gave her one of the VPC cards that I carry with me. Helene and I were there for that cosmic event. What was that called? The
I don't
conjunction?
remember. We were supposed to see Saturn and
The conjunction. So we didn't get great pictures of that, but Emily has now used this photo in her advertising for her yoga business. So I'm very pleased and got a new friend and we stay in touch. And no, I'm not going to do yoga. How may I have gotten an 8 or I mean my 8 as a 9 or a 10?
I really like this picture, not because I was there, but I just like it, the way she's sharp and big in the foreground and you got the sunset in the background. and the horizon is pretty straight.
Thank you. I had one where the perspective was different. She was tiny, and the sunset was big, just by changing camera angle. But Nora helped me choose this one to share with you all.
I like how you can see there's a little bit of sky between the elbow. It makes it look like it's a person, and just like a big bump or something. It's really neat to see the sky right there.
Did I need to lighten up the foreground at all? I felt not.
Not the
It was-
silhouette.
It's, what's interesting about it is that the foreground isn't light enough. And the background is.
So where's my 9?
I would have cropped a little of the foreground.
Okay.
If I was gonna do anything, I might have cropped from the left, the top a little, and maybe the bottom a little.
Okay, thank
But
you.
I thought it was fine.
Thank you. I'm going to try that. The next photo is,
Oh, that's number 6. It's from Helene Cummins,
Wow.
and it's called Juggler Silhouette.
and I'm going to launch the polling. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Polling has ended. Sharing the results. Photo received a 9. Helene, tell us about it.
Okay, I went to the street meet a couple weeks ago. And this was after it was getting dark, but the sky was still bright white. There was no sunset, it was only white. These 2 guys were sitting on top of the dam. I had my big zoom lens all the way out. I don't know what that makes it, but they were far from me. And I liked the way he was juggling, except he only had 2 balls up and 1 arm. So I went to another picture and stole some balls and stole his other arm and put it there. And then I used the gradient tool to make my own sky.
Interesting.
Oh, and by the way, it was shot at f 5.6, 400th of a second. And on my kind of camera, 800 ISO is pretty high. Normally I don't do that high, but I wanted it to make the ball stop. So, and get a little bit of sharpness. So I did that. And that's my picture.
I'd like to hear commentary how she could have made this a 10 or a stronger 9.
I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Elaine, the ball that is on the bottom left side,
Yep.
if it was over to the left a little bit more, it would make more sense, I guess. It would make more of a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I thought about that, but he could have been dropping them at any second. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, he only had 2 damn balls up there. So-
Well, that's the best that most guys can come up with, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, his left arm is really his right arm from another picture.
Isn't that interesting?
It's you do some amazing things.
Any other comments?
Yeah, the right side seems to be a little bit high, so I just level it out a bit.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to manipulate it too much.
Any other comments? I'm going to get really nitpicky because I love Helene, and I just said that on YouTube recording. If its assignment is silhouette, I would have taken out this little dot because there's no reason for the light to be coming through right there in a silhouette. It's not necessary. I would have lost that dot. I would have lost that dot, and I would have lost this little bit of, it looks like water, but I'm presuming it's sand.
Well, you know what?
Bear with me, I'm not finished.
Oh,
And there's
okay.
more on the circle down here. And I would have done what Lloyd said. I wouldn't let him drop the ball. But that's just being nitpicky, because I want to see it be a 10. I'd get rid of these dots simply because the assignment was silhouette. The fact that you did a cut and paste on an arm, I mean, I can cut and paste a paragraph in a Word document. That's all I can do.
Can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
In talking to someone about silhouettes, I wasn't exactly sure. And whoever I was talking to said, yeah, I like to see some light showing through in places.
There it is.
Yeah, so
Not here.
I could have gotten it out very easily. But yeah, but thank you.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Ellen Zuckerman, and it's called Silhouette Aerial Silks.
I thought we were telling the name after the scores.
Well, he
No.
changed that a little bit ago.
No, we've changed it up again.
Oh,
Elaine's
okay,
doing a great
okay.
job. Thanks, Elaine. You're doing a great job. And Nora, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. We've done it several different ways because it just wasn't
That's
flowing
all
right.
It's all right.
Elaine, how did you do that?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sharing the score. It's received an 8. This received an 8. Ellen, tell us about your photo.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So a friend of mine practices aerial arts, and that's basically when they use the long silk pieces or the hoops or anything like that up in the air. And at her school, they were doing a showcase, and she asked some of us to come and photograph. I will say it was extremely difficult because the lighting was really hit and miss. It was very dark and it was a challenge. But I love stuff like that because it really stretches me and makes me work that much harder. So she was basically starting her routine, was in front of the light, hence the silhouette. And I just love the colors. I love that on the left side, you can kind of see the light source throwing some colored light her way. And I like how the shape of her body kind of matches the shape of the rays. So I just particularly love this shot from that series.
Mm-hmm. What kind of gear did you use?
You know, I totally forgot to
Make something up.
Nikon D70, Tamron 24-70 is
Okay.
most likely what I used.
Sounds made up.
Own those two pieces.
I respect this photograph with every ounce of my photography soul. Very difficult lighting, and you've captured a beautiful moment. How could we have made this a 9 instead of the 8 it received? Just maybe
I would
not.
have cropped it. I would have cropped on the left side. I don't think I need the light source.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Okay.
You know, we have enough going on with the girl on the with the silk and the braves of light.
I agree on that.
Okay.
Right there.
Yep.
Great feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, I think with just losing that one thing, you might have scored the 9.
a
Ellen,
great shot.
excellent photo. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
There's time left, but I'm going to move forward.
Just one comment. I think the light source adds to it because it shows you how challenging the situation really is.
I agree with you on that.
Okay, this is number 8, and it's Deanna Warhay. Heartfelt fatherly advice.
The poll is up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sharing the poll. It's received an 8. The score is an 8. Can we
Nice.
hear from the maker of the photo, please?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Absolutely.
So in 2017 of July, or July 2017, we had taken a European trip to England, also to June, sorry, anyway. Other places. So this was, we were on our way, this was after we had gone to see Titus Andronicus at Stratford upon Avon at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre after we visited Stonehenge. So on our way up to York, we stopped over at Hadrian's Wall. So this is Hadrian's Wall, and Hadrian's Wall is, it stretches about 73 miles, about coast to coast. And it was built to guard the wild northwest frontier of the Roman Empire. From Emperor Hadrian. It was built by the Roman army around 122 AD, just a couple days ago. And while we were walking, we just were, so this is my family. It was getting dark. And, you know, that's my husband and my older daughter they were having a talk. And I was taking thousands of pictures like you do. And this is one of them. And then I processed it through, well, I used a Sony NEX5 at the time. That's what I had. And I only have like one camera at a time. I used my kit lens. And then later I processed it through some probably mobile phone apps. May have been Snapseed to start, may have been PixArt, and perhaps Polaris, I think, is one of the other apps. And I don't know, the colors started to come, and it reminded me of the old, was it like the album from Led Zeppelin? I think it was like Led Zeppelin 2 or something. And so that's kind of what stuck with me, and that's why I chose those colors. It reminds me of like Stairway to Heaven or something.
Exactly what I thought when I saw that.
Not that that's a stairway, but maybe it's a wall to heaven, and then you get on the stairs, but you know, like that. But
Any commentary from our viewers where this could have gone from an 8 to a 9?
I would like to say that I think the composition is great. You got the leading lines going from the street and the wall, but then you got the people, and that's on the one side, but then you got the trees on the other side that balance it out. And the colors, I think, are awesome. And that's what I have to say.
I agree.
Any other commentary to bring this up in its score from an 8?
Oh, I gave it higher.
I really like it a lot. I just wish that puddle wasn't there.
Oh,
which puddle?
This puddle right to the right there. It just like I
one?
keep looking at that puddle. I just keep looking at it. I don't want to look at it. I want to look it down. But it was a beautiful picture.
You know, that's now that I see it, I can't unsee it.
This one down there. Maybe it's the way my monitor's set. It's like right in front of me.
A little glare on her blouse too. I don't
Thank
know
you,
if it's,
Deanna. No first prize for you.
Oh.
Okay, this is the 9th one, and it's Cindy Kaufman, Walking into the Night.
Cindy, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, we got it. Relaunching the polling. Please vote.
A romantic shot.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end the polling. Going to share the score. Received a 7 for this photo. This photo received a 7. Please tell us about the photo. Gear used, place you were.
You want me to tell you about the photo? It's Venice Beach. I was actually shooting some surfers at sunset. And I had it in color, you can really see the colors, but the ocean color was really crappy. So I just at the last minute changed it. I think 7 is generous personally, but I never get to do the topic. So I have hardly any silhouette pictures. So I just thought I would put that in because I had one silhouette picture. It was a Nikon 28-300 on a D750. It was kind of a long time ago too.
I like it, Cindy. I like the texture that it has. I'm looking at it on 2 different monitors. I don't know if everybody can see it the way I do, but there's like a fog.
Yeah.
And it's that texture that adds an element of intrigue to this photo.
Oh,
I think I'd like to see the feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's sand. They're in the sand.
Yeah.
Not the beach.
It's
Yeah,
a
I'd
little
also,
bit.
I'd like to see it turned around because they're walking out of the photo.
Yeah, I'd like to see more room on the left than there is on the right, Cindy.
Hey, Jay, since you have 2 monitors, I have 2 monitors. Do you notice a little halo around the gentleman?
I noticed it around both people.
Yeah. I don't quite understand it.
Around the woman's shoulder, her left shoulder, and around his elbow. And then again,
Sometimes that comes from too much clarity in Lightroom.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's also a contrast between light and dark when you have a dark object against a light background.
Yep.
It's
Just a
pretty
comment.
bright.
Could be
Comment.
cropped a little bit on the right.
Yeah, I would like to see the couple just moved over. But I wouldn't want to crop too much off the sky because the
No,
sky
no,
has
no.
nice clouds.
You're
Yeah,
right.
there's a texture there. And that's a rule about giving your moving object a place to move into.
Yes.
And in this particular photo, I agree with that rule. I'm not a rule follower. But in this particular case, I either crop it on the right and
Yeah.
center it up and break all the rules, or give them more room to walk into.
Right.
I
Should all-
disagree. I would go, I like it that kind of composition for this case, because they are walking into the night, they are almost there. And the rules are the rules.
Oh, that's a thought.
Walking into the night or into the water.
Oh, okay, I didn't know we switched. This is the last one, and it's Bill Robbins' picture of a beach shot.
I'm gonna relaunch the polling. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Polling ended. Sharing the result. 8. Received an 8. Will the maker of the photo have some commentary? Bill? Where is Bill? Technical difficulties
Bill
are
is- Yes, there was a random muting, a drive-by muting. Anyway, this was taken in November 2019 in the days before COVID. And we were down in Venice Beach shooting down there. And one of the women that I was there with, she just struck a pose that to me looked like, you know, an intrepid explorer taking a picture. And so I took her picture, and it kind of fits with the beach and the lighting to me. And that's what I took it. That's what I took. And it was a Fuji X-E3. It was about 5 p.m. and about a 30 millimeter on the zoom. And that was pretty much it, F9.
How could we have made this photo score higher than an 8?
I just wanted to say I really like the high key approach to the people in the background. It looks like he did a gradient and made that whole section have an entirely different feel. So it to me, it's very surreal, especially having her silhouette be so strong. It,
Actually, I didn't do a gradient. That's the way it came out.
Okay.
Did you see the blinkies on the back of your camera?
Yeah, like, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And there's even some people in the water, if you'll notice, and you can see the reflection and stuff. And I thought that was interesting looking at it afterwards.
Mhm.
I did take a sailboat that looked like the mast. I took it out, looked like the mast was going to poke her in the rear. So.
Oh dear.
Good choice.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, that's the word, Dwight. It's a fun,
odd colors too. Like
it's a
the
fun
grass
photo to look
is,
at.
the grass is kind of an odd color as well.
Yeah.
It just it's just enough offbeat that it really makes you stop and look and gaze at it more than one would otherwise.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Wow. I'd like to ask my attendees if the new method of scoring, the timing of it before the commentary was better than before, and if having only 5 choices made it easier to assign a score to each photo. Please speak freely.
I liked it a lot better.
I liked it.
Yeah.
So it's an improvement.
Jay, I missed the last couple of meetings, so this is my first one back with it. And here I have this new system that you introduced, and I love it.
Well, thank you.
It really moves along and it's nice.
Yeah, I was a little bit hesitant of scoring before the fact, but I think knowing the title, now that we've done it both ways tonight, I think knowing the title before the score helps to add to the story of the photo.
Yep.
And gives us who are judging the photo a little bit of something to consider. That being the first goal. The second goal, knowing that the math doesn't work, and also lessening the number of choices, getting rid of, what did we have before? We have 5 choices now, and prior we had 8 choices. So it fits on the page better. I think the rewrite of the text improved it. And I think the fact that we have praised these photos and then looked for a way to lift the score. We're not getting too technical. And I think as the meeting went on, we became more free with, I don't like the word criticism, but that's what it is, with the critique in making the photo better. And the participants understand that their photos were presented as they were presented, and it could maybe receive a higher score because of this suggestion or that suggestion. And of course, it's up to the photographer to take it or leave it. But I personally feel that it's going to help me in my photography moving forward, even though I take pictures for me. And if you like them, that's a bonus. But to hear what it is that you feel will make it even better, that's really helpful. And then when it's candid like this, you got my score. I hope you all
Jay,
feel.
did you?
Can I say?
Yes.
That you say on some of these, how would you make it better? How would you make this 8 turn into a 9 or a 10? Well, I voted the higher score already, so I didn't think that there was a way to make it higher because I already thought it was high. So are there any other people that did anything like that?
I just like the new system, guys. I just think it was a lot of fun, and I got a lot of suggestions that I can use in my own photography.
Excellent.
Sometimes looking at the images, you know, there are ways to make it better. And a lot of it is to me, like a visceral feeling of, you know, something stellar. It really has to stand out. It's got to be, you know, just my socks, even though I don't wear them most of the time, need to be blown right off for a, you know, for a 10. And there were a couple of really, really fine images there. And you know, so, and there were little tweaks that people could apply to what they were doing. It's hard to differentiate between 8, 9, and 10, but I think there's a feeling when it's just boom for a 10.
Yeah, but there were a few that I thought were really great. And so I couldn't make any comments to make them better because I thought they were all, you know, they were already there.
Yes, Nora?
In my opinion.
Yes, Nora?
I really liked the slideshow at the beginning. And my only suggestion is to keep give the title of the image before the scoring, but not the name of the photographer, because it personally influences me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they are like almost like God, close to it in photography. And I would have a tendency to grade them higher because I know it's from them.
Good point.
Interesting point. A lot of the photos are watermarked.
Excuse me? Yeah, but then maybe you might want to require that there's no name, there's no watermark.
Yeah, just take them off. We don't need to have watermarks on the images that we present here. Unless you feel like you really have to advertise, you know, who you are, but I don't know.
In this case, yes, during the Zoom.
Yeah.
It could be just for the Zoom.
And I've heard the opposite, where people want it watermarked because they know it's going to go on YouTube. I don't know what anyone's going to do with that photo, but I get it. I get it. Something to think about. We're getting closer and closer. You know, this is the month before the birthday for VPC.
Wow.
So next month, VPC will be 1 year old. And finally, we won't need to change the diapers anymore.
Wow, what a great accomplishment.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely, Jay. You've done a fabulous job. And the people supporting you have really done a great job as well.
That means a lot. That means a lot coming from you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
You said also, Jay, that you reduced the choices. Is that only like on the scoring? There's only like 4 choices or something like? Is that what you mean?
Only 5 choices now. The verbiage is better. It's more specific. It talks about storytelling, and the scale is from 5 to 10. The scale used to be from 3 to 10. So it all fits on one page. It's just making more sense, I think. And until the people at Zoom come up with a mathematical engine for their polling feature, for giving something a score, this is the best we can do. And Lloyd, it was your picture that gave me the biggest challenge, because you really had a split there. And you may have deserved the highest score of all, but I had to go in the middle in that particular case. And,
you know,
you accepted it well, and thank you for understanding.
It's no big deal. It's fun just to present the stuff.
No, I appreciate that. We're not all here just for the score. I get that. And it shouldn't be all about the score. It should be improving our photos and our abilities to take better photos when we're on the field.
Go to Maine.
Can I
Go to
ask
Maine. Have fun.
my own poll question? Can't see everybody, but is there anyone that would prefer no scores, just the talking?
You lose.
I guess I lose. And
I thought I heard crickets there for a moment.
And I mean, yeah, me.
Is that like everybody gets a participation trophy?
Yeah, lollipop. We give them all pictures.
No, like if I had my picture, the comments could have been the same and the score didn't matter.
Okay, so because she brought it up, I'm going to bring up another reason for having the score is that it delights people it delights people to be in a newsletter that's published, to see their photograph where we live. And it gives everybody a second chance when they're picking a photo to share with us, to pick one that has some merit instead of just the snapshots. And snapshots can be great if they're storytelling and technically perfect and made with a smartphone or a Nikon or an Olympus or a Fuji. It doesn't really matter. It's just, let's think about it more before we enter the photo. So do you think, because we had a special guest and I didn't know how long they were going to run, I limited it to 10 photos. I think the number of photos being anywhere under 20 and allowing the entrant to just do a special topic or open category, but not both, is going to be very helpful going forward. Do you concur?
Yeah.
I think
So, in other words, the first 20 pictures that get in properly done are in, and the others are they in a
Perfect.
slideshow?
I like that. I like that. The submission is perfect. The naming of the file, the subject line on the email, the sizing is not easy for everyone. So I do not mind doing the sizing. I don't want that to stop anybody from entering the photo. Okay,
Still,
that
the
topic's
first,
closed.
the first 20 pictures in, that's
Sure.
it.
Here's another really important topic. The meeting today was interrupted by a sponsor and they ran about 40 minutes, which was okay. However, Hunt's as a sponsor is making an offer to VPC that I really can't refuse, but it would take an hour for their presenter to present to our group. How many feel another Tuesday for VPC, either every month, 2 meetings a month, one which is a membership meeting, and one which is up to you to come and visit for a webinar sponsored by Hunt's every single month or every other month? Let's work that out. Give me some ideas, people. They have some really good programs from macro to bourgeois. It's all over the place, and we can take advantage of that. What's your feeling?
Are they free?
Well, some are, and some I will work things out. So I have a list of over 200 programs to choose from.
Wow.
And no, I'm not kidding. Bill, you've seen the list, right? Good, he's shaking his head yes. He's going to go look for it now.
Yeah. I got kids and dogs here making noise, so I'm muting most of them.
So what I'd like to know is, I will only stick on, VPC has been based on the premise of Tuesday is our day. So if it's the 3rd Tuesday, you're submitting photos. If it's the 4th Tuesday, you've got a meeting to go to. If it's the 2 Tuesdays after the meeting, you're getting a newsletter on a Tuesday. One other Tuesday in a month, we can have a sponsored webinar, basically an instructional. I don't see how that's different than a YouTube, but what I do see is it gives us as a member of a group of Valley Photo Club to go together and have something to do together and socialize afterwards and learn the same things to benefit each member in this club. Any yays or nays on that?
I have a quick question. Are these meetings, are these lectures, or however you want to call this, are they likely to be recorded? So that, let's say, if I can't make that Tuesday, will I be able to review that at my own time?
Those would be able to be recorded, or I wouldn't pick that person. Mike Moats allowed me to record it. He had no qualms about it whatsoever, and it's on our YouTube channel, and you can watch it over and over again. And it would be a prerequisite unless the person who's hosting is one of those people that exclusivity is fine, then he would let me record and privately share it instead of sharing it on the YouTube channel. So that would be a membership benefit. that can work. I've already spoken to them about that. Says if I can't post it on YouTube, can I post it on request to those that ask me to view it? I can put it private. And the answer
would be great.
well, yeah,
Thank you.
I don't see why not. So they hem and they hawed, but I like the idea. So did I answer your question? I'm not sure.
Yes,
these
thank you
be-
very much.
Would these meetings be in person, or are they?
No, there'll be Zoom meetings because these people are from all over the world.
Got it. Okay, sounds great.
And would you maybe set a poll so we could all decide what process we would like?
I would poll everybody in a newsletter type of, what do you call it? Announcement. I would give you like a choice of 3 and you pick one of the 3 and popular vote would win, because why would I want to choose the least popular? No one will show up to the meeting. But I wouldn't give you the overwhelming number of choices that they have given me. It's in a spreadsheet and everything. It's an excellent presentation, the way they made it available to me, but there are a lot of choices.
I don't think we can lose.
Well, thank
I have
you
a
for the
comment.
tremendous turnout tonight. We had, if not 39, we had 40 attendees, and that looked good for them from our club's participation point of view. And I waited 6 months to get this, you know, in person on Zoom meeting to actually happen. So you guys
Thank
were
you.
great for showing
Thank
up.
you very much.
Thank you very much for that. I'm looking at the spreadsheet now, so I was not exaggerating. There are 459 programs that I can choose from. Those without any fee, because there are some with a fee. Those without any fee are 164. And those with the fee, it's a very reasonable fee when you divide it by 10 people. Even more reasonable when you divide it by the entire membership that we have, which I think is 93 on the mailing list and 71 in the Facebook group.
But one a month, we'll be going the rest of our life.
Yeah, exactly. And believe me, there's a lot of duplicity in this list because they're different artists. Some are sponsored by Canon, others by Tamron, others by Mike Moats. Mike Moats could be doing macro, but so can Canon and so can Tamron. So we wouldn't do 3 different macros in a row. Maybe we do creative or landscape or pet or food. Maybe we do urban or wildlife or fine art. You see where we're going? A lot of things to choose from: camera settings, visual design, exposure, lighting. There's a lot to choose from, and I'd be willing to share that. If you want to form a committee, just let me know if you're interested. And then the last piece of business, and I've already have one, forget about August 1. That day of the concert is reserved for one of our members. He's going to accompany me on a photo shoot for the Valley Cultural Foundation. If anyone else is interested in getting to go backstage, there are a couple other perks, but I'm not going to mention the perks that are available because I don't want that to influence your commitment. Notice the word I use, your commitment for the day that you will come to the park and take photos. Valley Cultural Foundation expects 6 to 10 photos that are fully released to them and they can use in their marketing materials. You will be credited for the photo that you take via your watermark and maybe a blurb here and there. No guarantees, but certainly by your watermark. And you will be one of 2 photographers on the day that you choose to go. And if you like the band, you're going to hear great music. You're going to be expected to work the concert, and you will have green room access. You will have backstage access. You can, if you wish, mingle with the audience. If there's a couple of great dancers in the front row, you can picture them by entering the park. It's a public park. They've implied release. Let's not get into that now, but release is implied. If you wish to ask them physically for one, you can get that. I think it's a great opportunity. I know a guy like Larry can make good use of that. Being in a concert and having free access to everything that's there, including the performers, that's pretty cool. Can't hear you, Larry.
Sure, anytime, Jay.
There you go. So you should look at
That's my cup of tea.
Yeah, you should look at the Valley Cultural list of concerts, and it includes quite a few good performers, and they're coming back off of hiatus. You know, the foundation has done a good job of entertaining us with concerts on the couch and movies, drive-up movies, and all these other things that they had to do to survive through COVID. And now that they're back in the park and they have the city's blessing, this is a great opportunity for someone.
Well, just you can volunteer me for anything.
Well, I know that. You got to look at the concert list and pick what you want, or I'll just wait until no one wants a particular concert and I want your company. So I think there's 10 or 12 concerts. I don't know. My wife was just behind me a moment ago, but you look at the list, there's 10 or 12 concerts. I'm gonna see if maybe
Movie on the iPhone is only 16.99.
We contact you about that?
Yeah, contact me directly, and I don't mean to put a fire under your ASS, but the sooner I know, the better for you to get the day you choose. First come, first serve, and I'm not fooling around. And you gotta commit, please. It's gotta be a full committal. You cannot say at the last minute, oh, something came up. If you go to the hospital, that's one thing, but nothing can come up. You really gotta plan it well. So if you look in the chat, you've got the concert schedule and you have a donate link. I'm not asking you to donate money, but I'm making you aware of the donate link. $5 times 100 of you is a lot of money. So if you want to donate $5 or $500,
If I go to the concert,
it's
you
up to
go
you,
with
and it's appreciated. Their concerts are free, and some of them are worth it.
Asking me.
Well, I'm covering.
Still hear you. So if any takers there, I'd like to know about you. If Lloyd's still with us, he can tell you we did a indoor in the auditorium thing, and it was really a lot of fun.
Do you want us to email you, or what do you want us, how do you want us to submit a
Please
date?
email me. If you know my phone number, call me, but email me the date of the concert that you're committing to. And when I get all of the details put together in a little package, I'll send it off to you. And then we'll just meet there, and
Okay.
we get to have backstage
I think
passes.
they're evening. What time are the concerts, do you know? Are they all the same?
Is it all night or day?
It's 5:30 to 8 p.m. Let me look here.
Kind of hard.
Yeah, I forget where my notes are. No, I details I can't give you, but you can
Okay.
go to the links that I just put in the chat window. And not only that, I will send an email to the group through the Google Groups email with the concert schedule. I'll do that right now, as a matter of fact. Why talk about it? I'll do that right now. So I'll send it from my account to everybody in the group. Let me VPC. Okay, let's wave goodbye to the YouTube viewers. The recording's going to stop.
Hey, Jay,